16 rounds, but like whenever you get time, even Amrish will always mention that even if you have no chanting beads, then you chant on hands or just chanting. And that's what I do it at even workplace. Whenever I get time, I just chant, and that way, uh, then whatever other things comes, like pass, they just pass by, but I don't feel it. Yes, I feel that, but I don't think, I don't go in deep into that, and that chant automatically, it comes like it goes smoothly, everything. So instead of worrying, I should increase my sincerity in chanting, which I do it, and I hope that Krishna will guide me, my association with like-minded devotees and attending through Namata programs. So this will get definitely solved. Maharaj says about the chapter 12th and 15th, one should read every day. So I started reading that. What I understood that from chapter 12 is chapter 12 teaches us is that one should be humble, tolerant, and do not hate anyone. Also, one should be always depend on Krishna and become dear devotee of Krishna. Chapter 15 teaches me this material world is temporary. I am an eternal soul, and Krishna is the supreme Lord, and my real home is Krishna. So if I emphasize it, if I continue doing this, then whatever Maharaj says there, it should come like slowly true, that the problem will automatically solve. Also, problem becomes actually opportunities. Why Krishna is, one must think that the why Krishna is giving me this problem. What is the Krishna teaching me through this situation? So for me, it's like just to chant, and be happy. So this is realization from this Maharaj's uh, mellows. And the third one, and this, yeah, there, um, another is mellows. Those who do not, Maharaj says that those who do not waste time can achieve both materially and spiritually. So this quote is very simple, but has got very deep meaning. Krishna has given us a valuable human life. This is my realization that Krishna has given me the very valuable life, and every moment I must think that every moment is a gift for me, and I should not waste my time like gossiping, laziness, or unnecessarily going to in other entertainment program. Time is one for Krishna's. Time is actually is Krishna's gift, and because once the time is gone, then you can't never get that time back. So therefore, I should use every time in Krishna's service. I try my level best, but I'm also a human being. But most of the time, I just try and chant and keep engaged myself in chanting myself. The What I understand from this is also that spiritual success does not come by chance. It comes by using time properly and chanting and reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, serving devotee and also remembering Krishna. The material, Amrishu always says that the material duties are also a part of devotional service when those perform with the consciousness of pleasing Krishna. If I manage my time well, I can until I can fulfill my family and work responsibilities while steadily advancing in bhakti. So, considering your own devotional life, this quote reminds me that chant continuously and attentively. Read, and Maharaj always says that read at least one verse from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam daily. Continue writing spiritual realization, but there it is, I'm a little bit lacking there. And use your timing, remaining years, to deepen your Krishna consciousness rather than postponing devotional service. So this is my realization. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Smarpan Krishna Prabhu for organizing these classes and giving us this chance to share our realizations and teaching us and guiding us all the way and saving us. So, thank you very much, Prabhuji. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And thank you, His Grace Sopan Prabhuji, for sharing your nice realization on those points. And yes, about the following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. I'll share my realization on a couple of points. First of all, there is a class by His Grace Amrish Prabhu more than a month ago about describing about that how people often spend their lives worrying about the wrong problems. You know, there was analogy about the sheep. A sheep spends the whole life fearing the wolf and only to be eaten by the shepherd. So that's the one point. There was another points in the class as Prabhuji mentioned or referred Srimad Bhagavatam verse from Canto 10, chapter 84, verse 31, we are describing that how the close proximity sometimes or the close proximity causes the another, the disrespect. So the more we get familiar or the more we are close or like physically, then we get more complacent. So without realizing this fact that we are offending, we are behaving in that way. And Prabhuji gave this example about a disciple of Guru Maharaj who wants to learn English, So he and Maharaj is a teacher of English, but he wants to go somewhere else. So so which comes like it's like we don't value what comes very easily to us. So we don't value that, Um, and we try the same thing very hard to get we try very hard to get that from somewhere else. So another instance, Prabhuji explained that one of the disciples who written a book and said that to Maharaj that he learned everything from Maharaj, but didn't mention his name or didn't give any credit to Maharaj in the book. So, so it seems that what we want to do, or we do whatever we want, and then we seek approval from our seniors or our Guru Maharaj or spiritual master, without thinking that how much disrespect it is. So, so this verse, this talks about the sannikarsha, the word sannikarsha, that's proximity, which and the anadaran karanam, or causes of disregard. So it requires very expert and intelligent understanding to understand this fact. Otherwise, it's very easy to disrespect in many ways when we associate physically with our seniors, because there are so many examples, and Prabhuji already explained about Guru Maharaj when Guru Maharaj was there, and very few people were in the Bhagavatam classes, and now everyone wants to be with Maharaj, but yeah. So, and there is another example of Vapu and Vani. We associate either with Vapu or associate with Vani. Instructions that's given by Guru Maharaj or Srila Prabhupada. So that's more important also. And the other one is also shouldn't be taking any lightly either. Like when we associate Vapu, we serve, because a lot of personal servants of Guru Maharaj, they served Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada also. We've seen massaging and a lot of other services they were doing. So that is also important services as well, but more is spreading the instructions, spreading the message of what Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada taught us. So another point I have realized that on the transparency and no adulterating, that Prabhuji has shared one one post that's from the lecture of Srila Prabhupada's from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 27, where Srila Prabhupada are saying that so many people sometimes they come forward to give me some credit that I have done very wonderful thing. So I reply that I do not know how to do something wonderful. I cannot show any jugglery, but if there is any credit, then the only credit is I do not, or I don't adulterate. That's all. The pure milk, I don't show my expert service by adding water in it. That I do not do. So present Bhagavad Gita as it is. So we present Bhagavad Gita as it is. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here Srila Prabhupada are talking about one thing, that no adulterating, just as it is. Srila Prabhupada books are so effective because Srila Prabhupada presented as it is, no contamination or hidden agenda in them. So this is the secret of preaching also, that presenting the knowledge as it is. If we know K for Krishna, so we preach K for Krishna, nothing else. Because purity is the force, as Srila Prabhupada said. So keeping the message pure and presenting it with current examples, so current situations, and in a simple way, so people can understand. That's what Guru Maharaj's mood is also, you know. So not changing anything or not adding anything. So and that's why the current society is degrading, because more and more people are associating with mode of passion and ignorance, because there is no sign of mode of goodness. Everyone generally is greedy and lusty, because society is run by the Shudras and Vaishyas. That's why exploitation and no sense control is there. Brahminical culture is missing, even in the spiritual institutions, because books have changed and cover-ups of exploitations, politics for power and position, all that is happening in spiritual institutions also. So keeping purity even is very important, even very important for current situation, because everything is adulterated, everything is everyone is presenting it by their own agenda. So as Sopan Prabhuji shared about the post that Prabhuji shared about walking in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. So that's what is walking in the footsteps. What I have realized, yes, is um, we always seeks the want to see a physical or any miracle, you know, oh, like like Jadugar. But miracle, the real miracle is happening when we get transformation. And walking in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada is uh, taking his instructions and reading his books as it is, and preaching. So yes, so the real message, or sorry, the real center point that I have realized, that we have this unadulterated knowledge that we need to preserve and then spread as well, because that's how we can um, otherwise there is no way we can pay off. There is this so much debt we have, that we got saved from all these material uh, distresses, that how we're going to repay. That's the only way. So yeah, these are the couple of points that I have realized from a few posts and one post in the lecture by Prabhuji. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So Hare Krishna Sapangu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So your realizations which you gave, um, how much time did you spend on this to prepare these realizations?
2-3 days, Prabhuji. I was
Whose
reading, I
help did you
was
take?
thinking. No, nobody helped me.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah. I was very serious about that footstep one. I was thinking, I try to find out some material. I mean, I Google it, whether I can find it something else. But then you always say that you think, sit and chant, and then chanting. That's why, I always, I earlier also mentioned that when you sincerely chant and think about that particular, and then the things came to me my mind, and then I just jot down together, and then I written it down, and then I thought I'll share this one because I felt it very profound. That one, everybody tries to footsteps, even I used to do that before. Yeah, I should be like that, I should be like that, but not physically, but by the knowledge. That's really impressed me a lot, Prabhuji.
Yes, that's very good. Because we've covered these points in the past. I've covered this point.
Yes.
But when it comes from one's own thinking,
Yeah.
then one's own realization, that's why we call it self-realization.
Yeah.
So now you will implement in your life.
Yeah, I'm doing that, Prabhuji, just under your
So
guidance. Yeah.
before this, as we discussed, people understand, but they may not be ready, whatever it is. But when you are thinking, means you are ready.
Yes,
If you're not
Prabhuji.
thinking, means you're not ready. So for that point, that following doesn't mean copying.
No.
Anukaran and Anusharan is to
Yeah.
follow.
Yes,
That
Prabhuji.
is the point. This is you discussed many times. If you remember this point, Anukaran,
Yes,
Anusharan,
yes,
this is
Prabhuji.
the point.
Yeah.
But now you realize it. Now
Right.
you'll understand it very well. So it is very good. This is what we always, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev would always say. You got nice sofa in New Zealand. Nobody comes to disturb you here.
Yeah.
So sit on your sofa and just read Bhagavatam and think over it. It doesn't require any money. It doesn't require anything here, there. Somebody tells you. If you want something from somebody, even spiritually, if you need something from somebody, from a spiritual institution, they say, I will give you this provided you do this service, or you do that service, or you do this money, or you come to me here, or you call me then. Here, you are not dependent on anybody else. You are dependent only upon yourself.
Yes.
And the instructions which are given to you, they are like our ropes which we are hanging on to.
Yeah.
And you realize, and Krishna reveals in the heart. This is the meaning of parampara.
Yes.
So,
And,
very good.
and also, Prabhuji, I also always I remember that you always like in every time, every lecture, every minute, you always mention that chant seriously, sincerely chant, and that the thing will reveal. And it's happening with me, but it's not 100%, maybe 1%, but it is happening, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes, because it is chanting of the holy name is the yuga dharma of this yuga.
Yeah.
There is no other dharma of this yuga. No deity worship, no this, no that. Sankirtan, which also includes chanting, which includes reading also. But if you cannot read, then you must listen very carefully and
Yes.
make notes about the listening, and then think about what has been spoken. But you should trust the person speaker.
Yeah, of course.
You see,
Yes.
many times what happens is the speaker speaks with some intentions, hidden intentions. So you should find out whether this hidden intention is there or not. If it is there, then okay, you can give it so much time. But when hidden intentions are clear of, then you must focus upon what has been taught, why it has been taught, why like this, why not like that. So these are the very, very important points, and nobody can save you from this. Only yourself, you means me, you, all of us. Only we can save our own self.
Yeah.
And that's it. Everybody can guide us. Okay, do this, do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we have to fly, flap
Yes,
our
Prabhuji.
wings. That's very good.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Because this is one of the first points which I realized after many long time with you. Now,
Yes,
there's
yes.
a difference. So I thought I
Even
must
I,
speak to you.
even I notice myself.
Yeah, very good. Very nice. All the best. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So whatever work is, what we planned is working. Some plan is put in place for you, and that is working. Very good. Very good. Very happy. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Definitely. Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes. Who would like to continue now? Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, His Grace and Grace Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samanthan Krishnadas Prabhuji for arranging these programs and for training us. Thank you to all the devotees for sharing their realizations. Um, my realization is somewhat similar to the third point shared by Sopan Prabhuji as well, and some parts of what Sanjeev Prabhuji said regarding distressful conditions. I personally found myself thinking more on this point that in times of distress, I completely forget the simple basic fact that we are not this body and we are the soul. And that point misses me completely every time something distressful, even some minor inconvenience if it comes into my life. And everything everything loses perspective. And in that, like even in the last class we were discussing, and Subhan Prabhuji also said that Maharaj would say that we should remember that we have to go from this world. And we should remember that, and we should chant that we have to go. And I've found myself like even in difficult conditions, even remembering, despite telling myself that we have to go from this world, I have to go from this world. Still, the fragility of the human condition is such, of my condition is such that it still misses me completely. And I was remembering this lecture by Amrish Prabhuji, this discussion that we had, that is it random acts or is it karma working? We had a very long discussion where we discussed a particular verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 70, verse 39. And in which there was a line which we discussed a really long time about, the second line of the verse, Na janato anartha vahat shariratah. And I was meditating this whole week. I was meditating on just this perspective of saying that without knowing and without realizing, we are subjected to so many anarthas and so many unwanted conditions, and only because of this material body, only because of the activities that we have done in this in this material body, and we are subjected to unnecessary things. And Rishabhji also mentioned this point that Maharaj had said, that he mentioned a line in Gujarati that koi vakat asahaniya dukh avi pade, and it just crashes on our head. And right now, where Amrish Prabhuji said this point, and I noted it down as well, that right now everything is going well. We are having these discussions, but when times of difficulty comes, the philosophy will not we will not be able to think philosophically, and that is why it is important that we think about this now. That how will we react to this now? And at the time, I think this is in 2025 that this lecture happened, May 2025, and at the time, I think I did not realize the gravity of what Amrish Babuji were trying to say, that we do not know when difficult situations would come and how, in what shape and form they would come. We cannot even imagine, and it's going to come. Like, there's no, because this is the world of miseries, it is going to come. And when it comes, will we stand the test of time? And it'll be very difficult as well. And I was thinking from the perspective that this is, I may be like, I remember this example that Amrish Prabhuji gave of a CFO of the company that he was working at, whose whole wife and children got they got wiped off in an accident just one day randomly. And we said that Prabhuji said that we do not know what distress looks like. This is just a minor something. Something happens in your personal life or my workplace or whatever it is. But real distress, we don't even know what it looks like. And if right now, like that is when I was meditating on the importance of this knowledge that we've been equipped with, to say that at least we have the shelter of actually it's the only shelter that we have of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and this philosophy. And I was actually I've had discussions about this with with my some of my friends and my family members about how do you think we would react in an adverse condition? How would we react if something really goes wrong? And if something that is just completely out of our hands, how would we go about it? And every single person just says that I don't like to think about it, that it'll happen when it'll happen, we don't want to think about it right now. And we know that it's going to happen, but we can't do anything about it, so I think about it. And I was thinking that how fortunate we are that our seniors and Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev and everybody who's teaching us and tutoring us, they've thought about this and they've equipped us with this knowledge to say that how will we react when something adverse happens to us. And it's so incredibly fortunate that we have this knowledge and this shelter. And even that, of course, we do not pray to Krishna so that he will help us solve our problems, but at least we pray with this intelligence, with this hope of saying that at least give us the intelligence and the strength to at least over a period of time be able to see Krishna's hand in our lives. And Amrish Prabhuji also mentioned this one point, and he emphasized on it quite a lot, that we should know that Krishna is doing his best. We should know that Krishna is doing his best depending on the karmic circumstances that we ourselves have provided to him. And we should have that faith. And with this faith, we must prepare to face difficulties that may come into our lives. And I was just meditating a lot on how profound that is for us, and how deeply meaningful it is going to be for me, as well as I go on to like further stages of my life. And this fact that our seniors are Amrish Prabhuji said that our seniors are chanting for us in whatever they do, they're praying for us. And so if anything that goes smoothly in our lives, we should remember that it is because of them, that they've prayed for us and they've chanted for us. And it's really and in another discussion also related to karma, we said that the most important thing is that we should always be thankful for what we have. And yesterday I was having a discussion with my father about this whole thing, and he told me that there is no condition, there is no situation which could not be worse than what it already is. So for whatever you are, whatever your situation you are in, it could always be worse than what it is. So we should be thankful for at least what we have and where we are. And I think that has been that has been a really profound point for me, that even though I'm speaking, I'm still trying to realize and implement in my life. And apart from that, like this, the last lecture that I was listening to of Amrish Prabhuji that I shared on the group, it meant this point had come about of bhakti means to understand how much Krishna already loves us. And that was I found that point as well, really profound in the same perspective, to say that we don't even realize how much already Krishna is protecting us, how much Krishna is already providing us. And for us to not be grateful to that is the biggest mistake that we can make. And that's all on this. Another realization that I wanted to share actually is regarding the fact that how time and how like for me particularly, how time and patience has really over the time I've seen things change favorably in my life for me to be able to do bhakti inside my own inside my own house and inside my own life in the way that I wanted to do it. Like I remember 5 years ago or 4 years ago when I would not be able to even chant openly in my house because I would think that my parents would get disturbed by it, or they would have some, they might not like it very much. Me as a 18-year-old, 19-year-old on chanting beads. And it's very almost this thing for me, miraculous for me to see now that when I come back, like when I step outside of my room once certain, like on Saturdays or on Sundays, and I see my father chanting rounds on his beads, it is like a whole 360-degree shift for me. And I do not think there is anything that I could have done to do it. There's absolutely nothing that I could have done to do it. And to now them, for us, from us to having so many fights about me having onion garlic, not having onion garlic, to now them themselves being mindful without me asking them, without me telling them to do anything, then being mindful themselves that okay, this we're making this food, and if we want the Mianchi to eat it, then we have to make it without onion garlic. I don't tell them to. I'll tell them whatever you make, I'll eat it, whatever you have. And I'll, even if it's like just dal, I'll have it. But they still have that consideration for me, and they're trying to hold that, even though they may not completely agree with everything that I'm doing. And I would think it would become a huge problem for me at some point in time. But to see now that how they're accepting everything, and they're holding that space for me to make decisions in my life in my own way, without it being a big problem or anything. And I'm just extremely fortunate for that. I'm extremely grateful for that. That at least that this was something that I would not have imagined 4 years ago or 5 years ago happening in my life. And it's only because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and all my seniors who have enabled this to happen, that I have this at least one development in my life. So I think Avinash Prabhuji used to tell me 3-4 years ago that you have to have patience and you have to give it time. It will not happen overnight. And I can see now that what he was saying was actually very, very, very impactful, just that I was not maybe ready to hear those instructions at the time. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What's happening, Sanjay Prabhu? What's happening? Hamara sab abhi, our job is finished now. We have no more job left now. Right? We are finished. You have to resign now and go. Okay? Such kind of big realizations our devotees are giving. Very good, very good. It's very nice. Guru Maharaj, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj would say this point, very much so. Maharaj would say this, that how Krishna works, he works in mysterious ways. We do not understand. So we want him to work in a particular way, according to our limitations. But he works wonders. And we have to give that patience, the time in our bhakti. And that's why we say together we can. Alone I cannot. This Sankirtan movement, it's Sangha you must do, So, and this will attract new people. Already it has attracted 2 more people, like your parents, for example. So that's 2 more people. As I say, you may see, I tell this to our devotees, Avinash Prabhu, Sanjay Prabhu, Sheetal Prabhu. I said, you may think your family is one, but I see you as 4, 3, 2. You know. So this is how we are working on this. You know. And in today's world, this is what happens. And this is my thinking, just as I say this point, that the day where children would get, say, become independent and leave the nest and go and live somewhere else, you know. Of course, after marriage, a girl has to go. I understand that point. But boys, you know, that may be relevant today also. Not there. I was talking to my wife, my mother, you know, the other day. She's very wise, 87 years old, you know. As I said, even after stroke, she's very clear in her thinking, and the movement may be a bit slow in walking and all that, very slow. But still, her thinking is sharp, you know. So we both agreed this point that yes, now the time has come where people will have to be forced. They will be forced to live together. You know, they will be forced to live together. Be it India, be it Western world, be it any world. The sooner you know this, the better it is. And then you're thinking there'll be some more problems for this. Adjustments. So my mother said, yes, people, she always says this, that the tolerance level has gone down. That's why you'll find so many separations in the marriage and all these things are going on. The tolerance levels has gone down in people, very much so. And then we both agreed that this material forcefulness, that material things will be forced upon you to live together, then you will learn to tolerate also. Because then question of money is there, you see. You see, the thing is this, you know. So, but only problem we find is this, that earlier in India, there used to be big houses. Now the houses are a little smaller, you know, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom houses and all, you know. Not 3 bedrooms also not so much, but 2 bedrooms are there, you know. 3 bedrooms also there, but more costlier and all that. So that could be one impediment. But if you go to see, if just you can tolerate and stay with each other, how much the young family would save? Just do the calculation. Just see this. Just if the husband and the wife stay with the parents, how much money would save? First, renting. How much it costs? I don't know how much. I don't know, 50,000 to 100,000 rupees per month. Per month. Goodness gracious, you know. If you live in a good locality, it's about 100,000 rupees a month. Or okay, then so you'll save money to buy, pay mortgage. That's about more than 100,000 rupees a month, 200,000, 150 or something like this per month. Okay, one part. Second, when the family, both of them have to go to work, correct? So you require what? Cook. And children are born, then you require somebody to take care of the kids, you know, send them to Pindi and all those things. What can they? I isolate my parents. My son was born. He lived. He calls. He stayed with my mother very easily. You know, very easy. With his mother, with my mother, no problem. Easy. He said goodbye. I say, oh, I'm going to work. Oh, bye bye. A small child. You know, this is how he would be. You know, and he called him her particular name, which everybody calls now by that name. You know. So and nobody can replace grandparents' love. You see. And of course, after a certain time, you have to send them to school and all those things. That's all right. But see this, what is the value of that grandparents' training? Will you put any value to this? Not really. So you save money, you save food cost, money cost, so many costs. And then if the parents are sick, then you have to take care, you have to go somewhere else and come back home and all this. Here you're staying together, no problem. You can travel around if you want to, and your house is taken care of. You know, kids are taken care of. These values will come back. I'm telling you this. This will come back. It has already started to come back. People will not accept this. It's already happening. And those who can do this, they will become wealthy. Mark my words. There's a difference between wealth and money. Paisadar and Shrimant. Shrimant is Shri is there. Shri means what? Goddess of fortune. You will be learning how to make 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Right now, what's happening is there's a 1, you're starting another 1 somewhere else, which is again 0, half, whatever it is, and then you're starting from there. And this 1 is still utilizing their 1, it becomes half by the time they leave the body. So you get your half by the time it is there, and this half only. So you get only 1. But here you are there, by the time they leave their body, you will have 2, 2.5. Because 100,000 rupees which you're saving, you'll invest somewhere. You see, and valuable guidance. Only problem is that the parents should not interfere in the children's life. What happened? What happened? This should not be there. That is possible if you sit down and read Bhagavatam. That much parents should do. Children can do what they want to do. I'm going for a party. I will come back in the night. No problem. Kids will take care. They make them food is given to the kids. They make them sleep nicely. They come at 2 o'clock in the morning. They do the things. Imagine this. This is the point. It's common sense, but with all our situation, it'll come. And remember what I told you. The sheep is always afraid of the wolf throughout his life, only to be eaten by the shepherd. This we must never forget and find out whom are you afraid of and who is saving you. So Krishna is very kind. Miracles happen with Krishna. What is needed is faith, and what is needed is to follow the practice. That's it. It's not rocket science. You become pure devotee like this by keeping faith in Krishna. Devotional service, हम कहते हैं ना bhakti. Bhakti. Bhakti is our treasure. In Hindi, it is called punji. This bhakti is the only thing which will solve your problems. Now, another point which I wanted to raise, which 2 of you raised, Supam Govind and Devanshi Mataji raised, that praying to Krishna for problems, solving. We had said this, Maharishi Goswami Maharaj said this. You may have forgotten, but now it will hit you very well. It is a brilliant realization. Maharaj says that when we pray to Krishna for help, Krishna will not solve our problems, but he will give us the strength to face it. Remember this point. Now tell me one thing. Do you want Krishna to solve your problem? Is one question. Yes, you will say, yes, I want Krishna to solve my problems. Now just stop and think about it. You have your problems. Whose fault is it? Krishna's fault or your fault? Now, if it is Krishna's fault, then he should solve it. But if you have messed up in your this life or past life, and you have a problem you're facing, you want Krishna to solve it for you. Now, if you love Krishna, we are what? Devotees meaning what? We are in love with God. That is the meaning of devotee. What is a devotee means? He loves God. He is in love with God. He loves God is one thing. Okay, he loves God is one thing, but he is in loving relationship with God, with Krishna, is another thing altogether. If we are in loving relationship with Krishna, then would you force our problem on him? Can you solve my problem? Then we keep doing the same thing. Another problem, you solve my problem. You say, no, you don't solve my problem. But he will give us a strength by which we will be able to face it. Now, this is very important because time, when the time is tough, I'm telling you, with my personal experience, I'm telling you, when the time is tough, the time goes very slow. And you want it to go very, very fast to finish it off. But time always works in its own gati, own speed. And at that point in time, it is our bhakti to Krishna which gives us the strength to tolerate. Because why? In good times, what do? Chant Krishna's name, love Krishna. In bad time, what do? Chant Krishna's name, love Krishna. So the process for us with Krishna is the same. As long as we continue with it, then we will get the patience, the intelligence, and most importantly, the strength to face this difficulty. So when the time will change, because time certainly changes. Bad days, bad luck changes to good luck for everybody. We are not the only ones who are specially gifted by this. Every person has bad luck. Every person has good luck. Every person has got ups and downs. So, sane mind and sanity is, Guru Maharaj says, saintliness is nobody's monopoly. Everybody has to be a saint. Remember, I've spoken about this it was a few years ago. Everybody has to be a saint. And saintliness and sanity works hand in hand, is what Maharaj would say. Okay? Yes, all these things doesn't have monetary value. Okay, but it has got tremendous monetary value when you are going through a difficulty, when you cannot see the wood. You're so close to the wood. You can't see the wood. But when time goes by, you see, wow. You see? And those who do not have this shelter, they do not know what to do, how to do. You know, they're in that difficulty all the time. Anxiety. Chinta se chaturai gate. And hamari, for us, chaturai is very important. Ghatni nahi chahiye. It should not reduce. With worry kills us, burns our blood. So worry, definitely we do worry. In with devotees, we were worried. What will happen? But it's okay. After some time, it's fine. Let me do it. That doesn't mean I stop my chanting. That doesn't mean I stop my arti. That doesn't mean I stop my reading. In fact, we try to do more. So it doesn't matter. When time changes, you will know time has changed. I'm telling you, you will know time has changed. So whenever I tell you, you do not know, all of your problems put together will be less as compared to the problems that I'm facing. I said this in the past, right? It is to give you people confidence. Did the program stop? Did our realizations stop? Did anything stop? This is the point. And problems never remain forever. It is solved in a second. But a second change doesn't happen because the timing is not right. So bhakti is where it is, and that is the reason why we do not want Krishna to solve the problem, but he will give us the strength to face them. This is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj's teachings. This is why we love Maharaj so much. You see? Simple. These are simple things. Very nice. So I spoke few points here. Even how to conserve and grow wealth. If you have thought about it, if you remember it, good for you. It is not so easy, but longevity creates wealth. Okay, on its own. How to be longevity? Longevity is very important. Therefore, Bhagavatam has got the answers. Yeah, very nice. I put one words there. How can you study books? I will put that in a couple of days' time in the intermediate level program. Prabhupada's instructions on what is the impetus to study books. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Very nice. All the best. Who would like to speak next now? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, His Grace Vishnu, His His Grace Krishna Swatman Krishna Guruji, for giving me a chance to share my realizations from our programs and our lectures and our Thank you so much. Mr. So, from the past few days or past few weeks, there was this one particular verse that was on my mind like almost all the time. So it was from the purport of Nectar of Instruction first text, which Sanjeev Prabhuji taught us. And it is from Shrimad Bhagavatam, where Prahlad Maharaj, we have discussed this so many times that the verse where Prahlad Maharaj says about the chewing the chewed, what has already been chewed. So uh, I actually want to recite that verse, and I'll share my decision on those. Prahlado Vacha Matirna Krishne Parata Svatova Vitho Vipadyeta Grahavitanam Adanta Gobhi Vishitam Kamisham Puna Puna Sarvita Charvanana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prahlad Maharaj replied, because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress toward hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations toward Krishna are never aroused, either by the instructions of others, by their own efforts, or by a combination of both. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, verse 30. So there are so many points and bullet points here which hit me really hard. The most important being that Prahlad Maharaj says that inclination to Krishna is never aroused by these kind of people who are going towards hellish life and uh, who are too much addicted to materialistic life. So I was thinking about it because uh, though we have all our problems in my life, we have been taught by his Shoji that the only problem that we should have in our life is to remember Krishna. That should be our only problem. And whatever problem we have, uh, it should culminate to that one single thing, that our problem is that we cannot remember Krishna. So I was thinking about that point from past few days, that why I am not able to remember Krishna. And this verse came to my mind when I was reading the purport of the text one of Nectar of Instruction. So here Prahlad Maharaj clearly says that their inclination toward Krishna are never aroused, either by the instructions of others, by their own efforts, or by a combination of both. So uh, instructions of others, we have been instructed every day, every single day. Vishwaji posts on the group every single day, and we have been instructed by our Shiksha Gurus every single moment. But still, I am not able to do it. So that is entirely my fault. And the second point, by their own efforts. So even if I try, I do chanting, uh, we do chanting, or I do chanting half-heartedly, and then I think why I'm not able to focus on the chanting, and why I'm not able to uh, realize the power of the holy name. But it is altogether my fault that I'm not doing it properly. So I was just focusing on the problem solution, that part for my realization today. So Prahlad Maharaj says that we chew which is already being chewed. So we know what our parents did, we know what their parents did, and so back and back, and all the things are practically the same. Just the standard of living might be a bit higher. We might have more money. Our next generation might have even more facilities and all those things. But the activities and all those things are entirely the same that the previous generation had, and we know that they were not happy. I mean, unless they are devotee, they are not happy. But we are doing. I'm trying to do the same thing, and may it be like for job and all those problems. All those problems arrive, but I should understand that uh, I have to retire every single day, which is been our philosophy all the time. And I was remembering that one point which his guest Amrish Ji told us few days back, and I was keep remembering it because I tend to not have much attention in my bhakti these days. So the point was that attached person is a weak person, and a detached person is a strong person. This is a simple line, but a really, really powerful line. And it is always been in my mind from these days that an attached person is a weak person. And I'm weak because I'm attached to things and people and all the other things. And uh, I've been thinking about that one post that of Maharaj that Amrish Showji shared on the group a few months back. So I'll read that post now. This is from uh, this is what Maharaj had said. We should have the conception that we are in a railway waiting room, and as soon as the train comes, we are off, never to meet again. Somebody in the waiting room may have nice beddings and nice ornaments and nice suitcases, etc. We may be sitting on a bench and don't have much things, but still we do not envy them because we know that we are only waiting for the train. And as soon as the train comes, we are going to leave. Just these two paragraphs are so powerful and so many points here that we envy other people. We know that we are both going to go at some place at some time, but we still envy people. And then Maharaj says that it is difficult for a man with lot of paraphernalia to get into the train. Whereas if we do not have anything, it becomes easy for us. We may be waiting for 2 hours or it may be 70 years, but time element has no value at all. It is all the same. The actual point is that we have to leave the place. Nobody can stick to this body, and it has to be forsaken at the end. We have to develop this waiting room consciousness before we develop Krishna consciousness. If this consciousness is developed, then we will not discriminate, be mean-minded, and envious of others' prosperity. This idea has to be digested and has to sink into us, otherwise we cannot progress an inch in devotional service. His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. This was a very nice post that Prabhuji shared of Maharaj. And it has so many points that when I have a lot of things, it is difficult for me to get on the train and go. And I was hearing the last week's lecture that Prabhuji may focus on the point that we have to go. Maharaj made Prabhuji and everyone stand that we have to go. We have to go. And this point really stuck with me. And the only solution is that I have to chant myself. And all of the people or the association that I'm getting, everyone, every single one of them is helping me. But it is just my problem that I am not taking what has been given to me. Like my parents, they are always my entire family, Sushri Mataji, her family, my entire family, there, every single one of us is helping me, but I am not able to do. I am so fortunate that I have been born in this family and I have got such a nice association. I have got such nice friends. I remember that I was sad that other day. I was a bit sad and I talked to Deepak Prabhuji and he mentioned some points from our classes. So he mentioned that the point that Amrish Prabhuji once said that you can you can connect the dots looking backward, not by looking forward. So we think that if this will happen, if this will happen, then this will happen. ये अच्छा होगा, ये अच्छा होगा, ऐसा होगा, ऐसा होगा. But you cannot do that by going forward. You can do that by looking backward. That okay, this happened because I did this. This happened because I did this, and this was for my benefit. This happened. This happened. Krishna might have planned. So when I look backward, then I can deduct that whatever happened happened for the good, and uh, everything is just everyone is helping me. All the association that we have here. Whenever I have a problem, I randomly I just put a message to Avinash Oji and he replies me instantly. And uh, like whenever any problem that I have, I just text him and I talk to him. All the mentors that we have in our intermediate program, and Krishna Saban Krishna Das Prabhuji is giving us so many time recently. He's giving so much of his association to us. So every single of people or personality that I have, they are encouraging me or helping me move forward in bhakti. So I was thinking that how stupid I might be because so much help is there and I'm not able to utilize all those help. And the only point is that I have to chant myself and I have to flap my own wings. And whatever conditions or whatever problems that I have to chant anyway. The point that the post was shared on our beginners group that chant anyway of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that whatever you're doing, just chant anyway. You are chanting late at night, you are having bad thoughts, just chant anyway. Whatever problem, just chant anyway. You're making offense, just chant anyway. So this is my realization from the past few months. Thank you so much, and apologies for not being able to attend class for the last week. I'll do my best to attend all those classes regularly and do what the best I can. Thank you so much for Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purnapagna Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Sanban Krishna Das Prabhuji for organizing such classes, and thank you for training us. Thank you, devotees, for very nice realization. My realization is mostly on the many things I've realized in these months. Starting from there was one of the lecture which happened where Amrish Prabhuji asked us this question: is this our fortune or by causeless mercy of our Guru that we follow devotional service? And the answer was given to us, but I didn't realize that later. I realized this later, that when we went to Dham Yatra, and before that, my grandmother was unwell, and she mentioned that you go, nothing will happen to me until you come back. And I remember her words. And then when we were back, she was not doing well. And now I'm much connected to my grandmother before that, because I think whatever treasure I've received, if I have not went to Dham, I wouldn't have received so much of treasure, because I think I was learning only theoretically at that point, but I've experienced everything when I went to the association of devotees and the mercy of mentors, mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and all the acharyas. That every time, each and every day was so important to me on that day, but I didn't realize it. And there was one of the point where I was, every day I'm realizing that point, that whatever I'm receiving is so that I'm very much fortunate enough, but I'm not realizing it. And that day when I was thinking that why I've came there in the Dham Yatra, I'm not even eligible for it. And the discussion which I had with Amrish Prabhuji and Avinash Prabhuji was exactly the same. And that is what we are learning. Everything is as it is. And there I understood that the Guru Maharaj has, the quote from Guru Maharaj: never make anything related to Krishna a ritual. Never, every day is new. Every day is a new day. Every day we have to put our hands together. And every day we should be prepared to be grateful to Krishna. And that is what I believe, that the day where Amrish Prabhuji mentioned that, do you remember, like, by whose mercy you are here? And I was not able to answer it. After I chanted many rounds, I was able to answer it, that because of His Grace Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati's Mataji's mercy, I'm here. Every time, each and every realization is because of that I'm able to understand that how I should be grateful for the things which I have. That is what Pradyum Prabhuji also mentioned, that we all have lot of things, but we don't realize it unless we experience it. There was also every day when I post Guru Maharaj post, I realized everything was so much connected, that whatever we have learned in the class, in Avinash Prabhuji's class and Amrish Prabhuji's class. And the devotees association is very important. That some or the other day when we all sit together in our family and chant and do some association, then we are actually remembering Krishna. That is the mercy which we are receiving. And there was also there was one of the quote which was mentioned by Guru Maharaj, that from Guru Maharaj was, we may not be pure, but we must try to change ourselves. The sincere attempt will attract Krishna. And that was the exact point which came to me last week, that why when Amrish Prabhuji mentioned that what is Krishna consciousness, and there were so many he mentioned that we should be telling this in one word. So there were a lot of words coming on my mind: gratefulness, purity, honesty, truthfulness, mercy, everything. And then when Amrish Prabhu mentioned about adventure, I was thinking about this point. I've discussed with many of my friends, and they were actually following. They are from ISKCON. They're actually asking this question, and we were discussing that. It was everyone was having different, but everything was so much connected that I was feeling that I'm actually very lucky. And then I realized that there was one of the thing which also I was relating it to, about that when Amrish Prabhuji mentioned about that responsibility comes with traits you have. Good traits, additional responsibility. At any stage you become devotee, see how much time we have wasted to get this knowledge, to become Krishna consciousness. There are so much responsibilities on our shoulder. And there was Srila Prabhupada also mentioned the same point, that we are actually following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. We have so much responsibilities on our shoulders. And in Srila Gurudev's lecture also, he mentioned that we should speak like that. We from worldly man, we become Krishna's man. Everything was so relateful, and I was relating each and every point. And there was when we went to Sri Radha Damodar temple, and there was one of the letter from Srila Prabhupada. So whenever I am feeling lower, whenever I'm feeling that I should give up now, I'll not be able to understand things, everything was coming on my mind. And every time I try to recite that letter, and I try to remember that there is Srila Prabhupada is always there. Srila Gurudev is always there with the quotes. Everything was, it's me, that every time I relate the things, but why I'm forgetting that the mercy is there, the purity. I should be able to understand each and everything, but I do forget. I want to recite this letter again. That those who stay there at the Radha Damodar temple will realize that those acharyas, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Kaviraj Goswami, and Sri Bhugarbha Goswami are still living there. And if one is actually advancing in the spiritual field, they can still take instruction from the acharya living there. It is up to the individual how he realizes this by this devotional service. By staying there, you must realize how pure the environment is. The environment itself gives a high taste of consciousness. Radha Damodar is there, and the great Acharya Samadhis are there. There cannot be any other better place to live than Radha Damodar. This corner at the Radha Damodar temple, it's just like the hub of the wheel of the spiritual world. It is the center. I eternally reside in my rooms at the Radha Damodar temple. Signed, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. This letter has always reminded me of that whatever I do, Srila Prabhupada is always there to guide me. And I should not even waste a single time. But this, as Amrish Prabhuji has also mentioned, that life will get more, you will find more, it will be like you will be disturbed, you will have a lot of problems, you will have a lot of things, and it is exponentially increasing. But now I was talking to Pradyum's father the other day, and he was saying, Shri, have you felt something? Because I have now, he's very sincere in writing the notes while coming to the classes. And I've realized that now whatever will happen, I have that satisfaction. And then I was reciting the quote from Guru Maharaj that dissatisfaction will give unhealthy body. And I felt that. I started focusing on my health. I started focusing on the things which is very important for me. I'm not thinking much now because overthinking was giving me a lot of problems on my health also, and I was not even focusing on many of the things. Now I'm trying to reduce the things which is not important for me. I'm talking more and more about what exactly I want. And yes, I'm not able to Krishna Prabhu is taking a lot of classes, but I'm not able to give. But I had a conversation with Avinash Prabhuji. Avinash Prabhuji mentioned that is it stopping you with your own bhakti? But I'm saying that I'm actually losing more association. But lot of things are happening every day that I'm not able to attend the classes. But still, the day which comes, I chant 2 rounds more. That is what I've finalized, that every Saturday, if I'm not able to attend the class, if I'm having work, I should chant more. So everything is only because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and my mentors. I've not realized this before. I think before I went to the Dham Yatra and before my grandmother left the body, I've realized it more. I'm feeling more connected to her, and I'm chanting more rounds when I'm in her room, and I'm reminding of all the thoughts which she used to tell me because she was reading Srimad Bhagavatam. She was having so much of knowledge about Bhagavad Gita, and that is how a devotee and devotees association as Sanjeev Prabhuji also mentioned, that is Vani and Vapu. I'm realizing it now that if devotee is not present, devotee's presence is always there. If it is not present, his body is not present, but always we are connected to the devotee. Thank you so much, Amrish Prabhuji and all the devotees for making me realize. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purnaprana Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Smarpan Krishna Prabhuji for your very nice programs. And thank you all the devotees for your very nice realizations from the previous classes. And thank you very much, Prabhuji, for dedicating the last week's program to my mother. She was, she used to always ask like only one question, that are you in your association? Are you still going? Are you part of your satsang? I used to like convince her that yes, I got very busy, but we are still doing the online programs. And when we were moving, like when we had a plan of moving from New Zealand to Australia, she was not worried about anything else. The only question in her mind, she was like, what about your satsang? You won't be able to like continue that, because as then I told her, no mama, it's now everything is online now. We can still listen to my satsang online, and I can still associate online with the devotees. And she used more than me. She always used to ask, how is all your Matajis and how is everybody in your group? And she was very happy with one thing only, like that I'm part of this group. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for like training us in a way that we are able to cope with these situations. Otherwise, it's very hard. It's like she never. until the end moment, she was never mourning. She has no stress about anything. She was suffering from such diseases, and she was diabetic for a long time, and until her death, like she left the body just a day before. She was just singing, her bhajans. She used to go to, like, she was also used to preach to in her group as well, and just until the last moment, until her brain stopped working, she was just in full consciousness of her devotion. And that's what she, like, gave me, hereditary. Otherwise I had no other values. And then that's why she was very proud when she felt like, okay, it doesn't matter what happened in your life, you should always you should never leave the association of such good people. And yeah, it was really hard to leave her. And she when she was here with me in New Zealand, she recorded so many her bhajans, and so that, because she knew that she will never come back to meet me. This is just once in lifetime, And then she recorded so many songs of her own devotion for me, so that when she's not in this world, I can listen to her. When we went to India in April, my mother was like, okay, you just don't get, like, because she, I think, kind of knew that she's not going to live for so long. And she was so worried that, okay, now you met me, you have seen me, you have talked to me, don't, like, you don't worry about if I pass away in a 10 days or 12, that you just run rushing, you don't worry about rushing and coming back when I won't be here in this world. So she was very much worried about, like, as a mother, about, like, how but about, like, without this engaging in the Krishna consciousness, I was never have this patience to cope with this situation in that way, because I must be, like, crying all the time and moaning during this situation. But like how you send a message to my Prabhuji that we should chant extra rounds, on the same day we started the Bhagavad Gita, like started reading the Bhagavad Gita, and we just ended it today. And I just offered peace to, like, from her side to Krishna. And that was that's how we have. Otherwise, I would have spent, like, time just moaning and crying if I had nothing else to do, if I had no devotion in my life. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. It's helped us in a way that I didn't even realize. I was just spoke with my sisters and my families back in India, and then they completely understood, like, what are you doing? My father was very happy that you are doing something, like, even they couldn't do it at home. They were just doing some this 13 days a feast in the temple, in the Sikh temple. And so my father was very happy that you are showing this courage to read the Bhagavad Gita, and because it will be very helpful, for her soul. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving us, and like, this suggestion that what can we do in such situation. I would like to share one more realization from the Bhagavad Gita. This is chapter 5, verse 6. Sanyasatu mahabaho dukham aptum ayogatah yoga yukto munir brahma najire nadi gachati. Where it says, merely renouncing all activities yet not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in the devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay. We know that our actions in Krishna consciousness automatically help us escape the result of the fruitive action, so that we need not descend to the material platform. And therefore, our action in Krishna consciousness is always superior to renunciation, which always entails a risk of falling. And renunciation without Krishna consciousness is incomplete. And thinking everything is Krishna's property is always situated in renunciation. I realize that just keeping Krishna in the center will make us be able will be able to renounce everything naturally. And although I'm like unable to renunciate, but still I have a long I'm still in the practice, and due to my impurities, so many distractions, we are still just praying. We can only pray to Krishna with our daily routine and with our bhakti. And we can only keep trying constantly. And I really beg the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that just give us always blessed, keep us blessed, so that we can, there will be so many other such situations in the life, which it's not like being apart from whole your family and everything. The only asset, as you told in the last class, Prabhuji, is the Krishna consciousness. You have no one here, and then you feel like more alone, and you feel like so much you have nothing. You can just talk to your family and friends, but apart from that, what we have, that's the only asset we have, is the Krishna consciousness. That chanting sincerely, and this time when I was chanting like my rounding, and rather than mourning, and I was feeling like she was my mother's soul was so much pleased, because that's what she always wanted me to, apart from my work, just be the part of, just keep your chanting alive, keep your association, and keep your devotion service alive always. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, all the devotees.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Mother. Please accept our condolences. Hare Krishna. And we'll dedicate today's program also for her welfare, and for your family's welfare too. So, and yeah, it's very good. Srila Prabhupada has given us this whole process, So he's the powerhouse. All credit goes to him. But because we cannot reach him directly, we have our seniors, Guru Maharaj too. So, yeah. Most important thing is that we must continue with this. Yeah. It's very important to be continuity. It's very critical. It's not that momentarily we feel like this, so we are, and then we stop it again. We get disfocused again. That is not very good at all. Everything that you do has got a direct, every bhakti that you do, anything, cooking for Krishna. When you cook for Krishna, offering it to Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Gaur Nitya, Gaur Nitai, Sri Radha Krishna. All your family members departed are also benefited straight away. Because if Krishna is satisfied, everybody is satisfied. You see? So this is a big treasure that has been given to us. And everything boils down to bhakti only, nothing else. Chant Hare Krishna. Or cook for Krishna. Or read for Krishna. Nothing else. Because he is the boss. Without him, nothing exists. He is the owner of everything, including us. So there is no you or me or he or her. Without him, we are all his part and parcel. He's a connecting link. Sutre Mani Gana Eva. So he is that thread which is binding all the pearls together. Otherwise, pearls are scattered, And he's very kind, and especially Radharani. That is the reason why we worship Radharani and Krishna. So do not worry. And you are correct that we give strength, You're giving strength to your father, which is very good to your family members. Very nice. And you see, I remember when somebody passes away, there's a Brahmana who would come and he reads Bhagavad Gita in your home for 13 days. I saw that, I said, well, we can do it. Why do you need a Brahmana to come and read Bhagavad Gita? I mean, it's good. More read is good. So we can also read. So we read. When my father passed away, I made my son read here in New Zealand. You see, he passed away in India, during COVID time. So he was reading. No problem. Lord Nashikara prayer also was happening. We would give our time, me, him, my wife, all those things, in rotation. So this is what is anything you do not require anybody's external any help. We know what to do. Lord Nashikara prayers, we know what to do. All this. So please be satisfied, be happy, and you are correct. When you will chant, you will experience the soul of the departed feeling blissful. And do it not only for your family members. Do it for those whom you do not know also, but who depend upon you. So once that happens, then one becomes selfless. This is also great. Do not misunderstand me. That when we do it for our own people, you feel the bliss. But when you do it for somebody unknown, when they ask for your help, pleading, I'll just pray for you. So that is very powerful for us, not for them. Don't think we are doing favor upon them. No, it's doing favor upon us. Because we do not even know who the person is. If they ask you, say, no, I'll do it, no problem. That is for our benefit, not for their benefit. And that is what pleases Krishna. When the whole parampara is pleased, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. So this is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Remember this point. This is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. I remember once I was in the Sunday feast. Maharaj was sitting. There used to be one room. Now it is a different place now. So there's an office room. I would sit down there, and everybody would come to the temple, would meet Maharaj in the room first, take darshan, and then go, bow down to him and go, bow down to him and go. So I saw this, and I like a big devotee. I told Maharaj should not expose so much to everybody, You should have some kind of, somebody checking. And so Maharaj heard me. Very good. Oh, I was sitting there. What would come out? Put down a tab. Very good. Sit down. What is Hare Krishna? Nice. Go. Directly Maharaj is big mercy to everybody. You see, and especially to those who are absolutely not disciples, not devotees. They would come down. The Maharaj sit down with him, tap on his head. What are you doing? What do you do? How are you? And we are sitting down. Disciples and all, quietly chanting behind us, and yes, tell me what it is, how it is. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. Acha, acha. This is okay. Do mercy. Do no problem. Do like this. Do like that. All the best. And all this. We will go. Like more affection to those who are outsiders. Insiders, we are already being affected. We are in his heart always. But those who are outsiders, they come once in a while to meet some other more merciful there physically. See. So this is devotee. And this is devotional service. So your devotional service which you perform is benefiting not only your mother, but your mother's mother, your mother's mother's mother, your grandfather, great grandfather, even future generations to come. Everybody. done. There's no doubt about it. So that is the reason why we have big responsibility on our shoulders. If we have all of us, Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj told me, instructed me to preach. I cannot preach alone. If I was preaching alone, I would be sitting still in New Lane or my house. All of you would not be here. Same people would have come. Same Avinash would come to my program if I had not told him to preach. Same Sanjeev will come to our program. At the most, he's going to Australia. Will be few of us on the online program only, But because Maharaj told me to preach, I said, how do I do it now? So thought deeply. Said, okay, now you must preach. Please, I'm giving you the mercy what Maharaj has given me. I'm forwarding it to you. Forward pass. So you do it. You are the parampara there. So we have big responsibility. Never be discouraged. Always remember this. When you have got big responsibility, people depend upon you. And you are very correct. Very nicely you are following with your husband what he is doing. And make sure the children are always very much connected to this. 110% they should be connected. We may be 90%. Actually, we should be 120%. Then they are 110%. But children should be 110% connected to this. Full stop. Because they will be totally lost otherwise. All that we are doing is for them. Our own self and for them. And that will please your mother the most. That you are there in bhakti, even the grandchildren, her grandchildren, oh, very good. We remember her very much. We met her first when she came alone. I think without you, we met her in Rajkot. Without Sanjeev Prabhu, I think, She just came alone. So that time we met her, my wife met her, we spent time with her. Then she came to Auckland. She wanted to see who all of us are, We were meeting her. Now I'm okay, she said. I'm meeting all of us. Now I'm satisfied, And we had this Sardarji taxi fellow, Sikh had come. You remember there all these things. He was sleeping in the temple room. We created a room for him, Nicely, all first class. He took a taxi from Haryana and came to Rajkot and all these places. So please, now it is, this must be an impetus to do more and more and more. Yeah. So all blessings to all of you, to you, to your family members, to your near dear ones, your sisters, your brother, your father. You have got big role to play. You may be youngest of everybody, but you have a big role to play. And play that role. Sincerely chant Hare Krishna. You should be fine. Okay? All the best to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you for everything and guiding us and dedicating today's program also. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Sandesh Prabhuji, Hare Grace Padma Pradhan Devidas Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Savarman Krishna Das Prabhuji. And thank you all the devotees for their realization. Prabhuji, it was very difficult for me to sum it up all the things from last September. I sat and
No problem. You can take your time. You have a lot of time to speak. And we are very eager to hear. Hare Krishna.
I could not write that much, but I gone through all the points in all the classes, and I'll start with the main problem that we should have. We always focuses on how to constantly remember Krishna, and how every other problem must be substituted to this problem. But For me, every other problem does not become substitute. I am tied into those problems. And practicing this thought is very, very hard for me. But whatever things we have studied and notes that I make, that keeps coming in my mind whenever I chant and think. And that things help me to come back again every time. So no matter what other problems are, those things when chanting comes into mind, whatever we have studied, and that helps me to come back again every time. And one thing that I learned and that helps very much in my life, like earlier I don't know what to say when we bow down and what to do when we go to temple. So you said in one class, you always pray like, Krishna, whatever plans you have for me, just give me strength so I can overcome those plans and do my best. And I don't know how it works, but things always work out. I have like shared this in the past 2, 3 classes that I got a job in Hyderabad and I didn't want to go there. How would I survive? Like, I don't eat onion garlic. Mostly, there are very few pure veg restaurants there. And I wanted a job in my hometown and I got one. I wanted my side hustle to work out and it's working out. And now the every time ball is in my court and I am always struggling to do my part. Krishna does his part wonderfully. I struggle to do daily aarti, I struggle to read books, and I'm struggling to many things. But I can see the difference in me. I'm able to think straight that I could not do earlier. I'm making progress, but it's not that much. And whenever I think like this, I remember the words that good is the enemy of best. We always want shortcuts, but there is no shortcut. If we do so, we are bound to be cheated, not by anyone else, but by ourselves. Because when I think yeah, I'm doing okay or I'm doing good, my own thinking is I'm falling shortcut or whatever things I'm missing. I'm not able to read books, but I'm thinking I'm at least able to do chanting, and in a week, once or twice, I'm able to read. But this good things is the enemy of best. I'm not able to do things further. And this comes to my mind because it was said in the class. And there is no alternative to hard work. Whatever we do, be it reading books, chanting, practicing kartals, and whatever service we do. I remember the time, like in this yatra we spent with Prabhuji, and we were sitting in Gaver 1, and we were discussing all the manvantars and the time. And then Prabhuji said, realize what is our chance? We have all these things. So what is our chance? Now we have got great luck. Extreme fortune is there. We are connected to Prabhupada. We have mercy of Guru Maharaj. Just a little push and we have to be serious, else this human life is wasted. So this thing is like very important to me. It doesn't comes like whenever I'm all into material things, but whenever we have time and we have time to think, then these things comes to me. And we also discussed about the projects, and Prabhu said we should start whatever capacity we have, we should start. And I had started to save a little with my capacity for the project. And one thing was there in the class, we were discussing about matter, antimatter, something. So Prabhu said whatever invention we do, there is material satisfaction in it, either money or some bodily comfort. So material people are always behind that. And for spiritual, there is nothing. So all paupers are there. But I realized that in everything is in spiritual and it helps in material things. So whatever things we gain here, it always helps us, whether we realize or not, but it helps us very much. And lastly, there is a point that I always refer to. It was a realization from Purna Pradna Mataji. On 16 March, we had a realization class in 2025. So Mataji said one thing, that Krishna consciousness will automatically take care of most of your inabilities and keeps you grounded that others are facing. And this is the most important dharovar we have. I realized this so much ki I was back in 3-4 years, I was in the same boat. And most of the problems or inabilities, like I could not speak that much that time, I could not think straight, I had many other things, but all of this is been taken care of without me struggling to do extra things. Slowly, but these things are being taken care of. And Mataji also said ki so much time and efforts and energy we invest in many other things, but only frustrations comes out of it, and everything is wasted. So our very good bargain is to love Krishna, and that's it. Everything else will be taken care of. And this dharovar has to be passed in its purest form to the future generation. And for that, we first have to make our life perfect so that we can pass this message without contamination. And lastly, Prabhuji, I want to thank you and all the mentors and all the devotees, because these things helps me in ways without me even realizing it. Then whenever I can, like this was the class, so I sat and I think then I can realize how it helps me very much. And no matter what I did before, I could not able to understand things like this without mercy. So please bless me, Babuji, so that this knowledge comes into my action more. And thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, very nice. Even in the beginners level, a lot of you are doing very nice. All the best to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Pun Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for giving us opportunity to share our realizations and training us and teaching us Krishna consciousness ABCs. And thank you to all the devotees for your wonderful heartfelt realizations. So we had lots and lots of classes, very interactive and very informative as well. And Shushti Mataji constantly posting Srila Gurudev's transcendental mellows. So they are very nectarian, as we all know that we just relish it. So thank you to Srushti Mataji for your very nice service. So I'll just start with one of the transcendental mellows of Srila Gurudev. Suffering is a common factor. Problem is a common factor. Either our body is wrong, or if body is all right, then mind is wrong. And body and mind both are all right, then other people are there to inflate your suffering. Then suppose other people also don't inflate your suffering, then again earthquake, no water, no sunshine, no this, no that. So all these problems are going to go on. Unless you see Krishna, you cannot face these problems. You have to be completely equipoised with Krishna. So beautiful. Srila Gurudev ki jai. So as we have discussed in many classes, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji has discussed that tough time is coming, difficult time is coming, and it will be going to be worst and worst every day, and all of us can feel that. So what is the best weapon to just fight those problems? And as Srila Gurudev says, so I was just thinking, how can we be equipoised with Krishna? So that is a very good question for me. And the answer is that all we have to do is just be equipoised with chanting. Chant and be happy. So in all difficult times, we have to be equipoised with that always, actually, not in only in the difficult times, but in happy times. In all the whatever time we have to just chant. And how can we remember Krishna Satatam 24/7? Krishna says Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. So whenever we have the time, I mean, I'm talking about myself, I try to chant, but how can I do it 24/7? The remembrance of Krishna 24/7 is the important thing, and that is the life and soul of a devotee, actually. So the only thing is that chanting with all the attention, chanting with all the love, and chanting with one fully devoted to Krishna. That is the only way. That is the only thing which can actually give us the peace, which can give which can prepare us for fighting from the change of the world, all the difficulties in all the situations where we can be equipoised. And then once Krishna consciousness is in life, and then a devotee starts seeing Krishna's hand in everything, all the situations. So once we start seeing Krishna's hand in everything, then nothing actually bothers us. If we have got something good, it's okay. If you have not got anything, it's okay. There is no hankering for anything material, that we have to get this, and then all the time the mind is actually fighting for that. No hankering, nothing, just peacefulness. And peacefulness comes when we have personal appointment with Krishna, and that is the chanting. When we are doing the chanting, that is our personal appointment with Krishna. We also talked about the brahmacharya fire in one of the classes, which is, I understand, is the personal time with Krishna, actually giving our time to Krishna. Actually, what we don't have that something which is Krishna has given us time, not us. We don't have that ability, but Krishna has given us the time. So if we try to do that, that is the best thing in the life. Never ever leave that Krishna consciousness, which is helping all of us, the association of the devotees, which is actually encouraging one another, and we all relish each other's realizations whenever we meet, online or offline. And devotional service is above all, everything, whatever we do, material things or spiritual things, but remembrance of Krishna and the devotional service is the topmost priority of a devotee. Then also Amrish Prabhuji is posting right now Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 verses, and it's very important that we learn how do we see Krishna's hand everywhere. How do we see Krishna? So Arjuna asks Krishna, "O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead?" So that is what we all try to meditate upon Krishna. How do we see Krishna everywhere? How do we think constantly? So so Krishna has given lots and lots of examples here. How can we realize him? If we are drinking water, he is the taste of water. If we are in these days, it's very cold in New Zealand, and when the sun is out, we can just realize how powerful the sun is. The sun is also Krishna. The moon is also Krishna. Everything, all his different energies are there, which are actually can be seen by a devotee. And I just, whenever I see flowers blooming, the sunshine is there, the beautiful birds are there, I can see Krishna everywhere. I mean, I try to think how it makes my heart so with joy, actually, that Krishna's energies are everywhere. The birds are chirping, the flower is blooming, the beautiful things are there. So we can see Krishna's energy everywhere. Children, all beautiful things are there. The problems are there, but how can we just ignore the problems and just see the energy of Krishna everywhere? Krishna's magnanimous energies, which has actually Krishna starts with that I'm sitting in everyone's heart as super soul. He starts from there, so personal from there, and then we can see from outside, we can see he is this and that, and sun and moon and stars and sea, and then the sea, water, taste. So many, the list is on and on there. It's just few of them which he has described in chapter 10. So it's up to us how we try to see Krishna, how do we perceive him as Paramatma, as our personal friend, as our mentor, guide, whatever. But he is there always. Just it's our duty how much we can surrender to him, how much we try to see him, how much we come closer to him. So that is the one step a devotee tries to take one step towards Krishna, and Krishna takes 1,000 steps towards him. It's just the love and surrender what we need to do. So that's what I realized. That's my realization. And I'm just thinking, I was just listening Dolly Mataji's realizations, and I know that especially for mother and father from whom we have taken birth, it's very difficult to see them leaving this world, but they are not gone. They are living within us anyway. And then the association of the devotees is there, and we are so fortunate that we have connection. We have such a mercy of Srila Gurudev, and we can Hare Krishna weekend, that Prabhuji is constantly guiding us. I remember when my mother-in-law and my father passed away, we never knew anything, and Prabhuji very nicely guided us, and we did the Bhagavad Gita recitation there for the whole 13 days in both times, and it actually benefited all the near and dear ones, whosoever was there. And that was the gist of it is that we realize that it's not the departed soul has to listen to the Bhagavad Gita, but everyone whosoever is there, the living entities, whosoever is listening, they get benefit. And obviously, when someone very very near and dear one recites Bhagavad Gita, that's a different bhav there, not the professional ones, as Prabhuji said. Professional ones, they just do their duty and gone. But when a very close person recites the Bhagavad Gita, that's a different bhav, that's a different feeling there. And Krishna, you can feel that energy of Krishna is there. So it's very good, Dolly Mataji and Sanjeev Prabhuji, you recited Bhagavad Gita. And thank you to Amrish Prabhuji, Hare Krishna WECAN, that they are guiding all of us very nicely, taking us to a very right path, that all of us can feel the peace, mercy of Guru Maharaj, mercy of Srila Gurudev. So thank you to Amrish Prabhuji and Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji and Krishna Samarpana Krishna Prabhuji for giving us all this mercy. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for organizing the classes and training me. Thank you, devotees, for sharing such nice realizations. Actually, in the last few months, we have had so many classes, and I kept learning so many things. But when I had to think about my realization, it was actually very difficult for me to find one point that I have realized myself. And I think I'm still realizing things. I'm still trying to implement them and still meditating upon them, meditating upon myself. I thought maybe this is the realization point which Prabhuji has mentioned multiple times, that Krishna Kripa tab janiye dikhe jab apna dosh. I don't know about dosh, it's a very big word, but whatever bad or maybe some good things I have started or happening with me or I am doing is I've started focusing upon myself more now. And I think that is the biggest change I have noticed in myself. I feel my way of thinking has slowly started changing. Earlier, before coming to the classes, I used to think that if I got a good job, if everything around people me are healthy, if I am healthy, if I achieve whatever I want, I would be happy, I would be satisfied. But after thinking about it, I noticed that whenever one goal gets completed, another goal is already waiting there. It never stops. It's a cycle. There is always something else to achieve. And if I don't achieve it, I become more stressed and depressed about it. But one point that really stuck with me from last few months is that when Mataji shared one point that work as if everything depends on you, but after you have done your work, leave everything to Krishna. I actually don't think I ever worked on something without constantly thinking about the result of it or outcome of it. Recently, Prabhuji also mentioned that our responsibility or our original nature is to work hard, to make efforts, but the result is never in our hands. If something has to happen, it will happen. It is in Krishna's hand. I noticed that the problem or the struggles I am doing are actually were just in my own mind. I felt most of the problem I was worrying about, I can't do anything about it. Sometimes it's just running behind one desire after another, and sometimes it's simply making excuse. My mind is making simply excuses. I remember Prabhuji saying that many times we use Kali Yuga only for our convenience. We say it's Kali Yuga and what can we do? But then he said that whether we choose convenience or tapasya or austerity, it is in our hands. It is our choice. I was thinking about that. It's easier to make choices. It's easier to make excuses than to make effort. As Prabhuji explained this many times, that technology is a double-edged sword. Please take advantage of it. The same phone can distract me, or it can help me hear classes, read Srila Prabhupada's book, but I choose to misuse it. And so the question isn't what I have in my hand, it's about how I use it, how I take advantage of it. I started looking at myself more honestly and truthfully. I'm getting more aware of myself and people around me, and genuinely try to understand them and hear what they want to say or what they want to explain to me, and not just arguing every time and fighting with them like this. I'm right every time. Sometimes and accepting their views as well, as sometimes they may be right too. Prabhuji said that this path of devotional service or this path of Krishna consciousness is very difficult. It is only for brave people. It is not for faint-hearted people. Like, to ask something you don't know requires a lot of courage. And for personally me, I used to feel like, how can I ask? They will think that I'm a fool. I don't know anything. They will judge me on this. So after coming to the classes, I learned that if I don't ask, I will really be just a fool. I'm proving them right. Prabhuji said that those who beg are actually the most fortunate, that only intelligent people beg, know how to beg. But now I think that I'm understanding, if I really want something, I have to ask for it. If I don't ask, people might not know what I need. In the same way, if I don't sincerely pray or ask, I won't get Krishna's mercy or Prabhupada's mercy or Maharaj's mercy. I have to ask them for it. Why would I expect things to happen to me automatically? So now I have started chanting more seriously, sincerely. So Krishna knows what I want, but while making this progress, I also noticed that I'm a kind of a very lazy person, that maybe not materially, because I have very short-term goals. That can be achieved in a short span by working. But for chanting, I have to wait, and I really don't have a taste of it. I have not experienced that taste that I will get eventually now. It will take a lot of time for me. So chanting or reading books, I just slack off very easily while doing those things. And I remember, and I now have started remembering Maharaj's quote that if we foresee our deathbed, then we will chant seriously. So now I don't think that once I became settled, if I get a job, if things I want to achieve will get achieved by me, then only I will chant, then only I will give my time to Krishna. There will always be something waiting. There's something I have to achieve, but I have to start it now. If I want to become serious, if I really want Krishna's mercy to enter in my life, I have to start now. I have to retire every day, even for a few minutes or few hours, whatever time I have to give it to Krishna, to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada's books. So these last few months, if I look back to it, I don't think I've like realized much or changed much, but I feel the classes or the quotes I'm reading in group or Srila Prabhupada's books, I'm thinking the direction of thinking has changed, my perspective has changed, and I have understood that peace only comes when I will do my duty sincerely and leave the result to Krishna and keep trying to improve myself. Yeah, and I still have a long way to go, but I'm really grateful to all the devotees and Prabhuji that Avinash Prabhuji and Sarvasiddhi Mataji, obviously, to give me this shelter, to bring me here, and constantly training me and helping me to improve myself. I've learned that whatever I am today is because of Hare Krishna WECAN and because of the Devotees Association. I am very clear now and I know what to prioritize and what to focus on. And so that is all what I've realized. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Well, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for uh, giving me the opportunity to share my realization. Thank you, Purna Mataji. Thank you, Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji. And thank you to other devotees for sharing their realizations. Um, so, Prabhuji, today the realization and the topic that I was thinking based on the previous lectures and classes. So I gave the title that we are selective sinners, and this is because the lack of faith results to complacency. So when I was previous week when I was talking to one of my colleague, in middle of the conversation, then when we were discussing about good things, bad things, and everything, in the middle of conversation, she said a very nice point that struck me. She said that we all are selective sinners. And I kept on thinking about that statement throughout the week. And I realized that this explains my situation exactly and accurately. Even though I am connected to Krishna consciousness and I'm attending classes, Sunday class, and even Avinash Prabhuji and Sarvasiddhi Mataji is taking so much of efforts to a person like me and even my family. I've received so much of knowledge, but I often choose and feel I often choose to do what I
Sorry,
feel.
Mother, you're switched off. Your camera is off.
Yes, Praj, now I got it. Actually, I joined from two devices, so okay, I just got. Yes. Is it okay, Praj? No?
You have to manually put you on the screen. Hold on. Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, Praj, thank you. So I was thinking that I often choose to do what feels suitable or convenient to me. And that is what I mean by selective sinners. I select what I want to do and I reject what is not suitable for me. And I always endeavor and that is what I was even thinking, that I do not always endeavor sincerely. I avoid hard work, I take shortcuts, and I become satisfied with doing the bare minimum. I know the importance of ABC, association, book readings, and chanting. I know that these practices should be a part of my everyday life. But despite of knowing this importance,
Association, Bhagavad Gita, and chanting. Okay. Yes, this is what Maharaj would say. Thank you.
and yet despite of knowing their importance of association, Bhagavad Gita, and chanting, my spiritual routine often gets topsy and turvy. So when I was reflecting on this point, I thought that this is what complacency results to. I know this is a realization program, but it seems that I'm not giving a realization. I'm confessing. But I think this is what, even though it seems like a confession, I in this realization program I wanted to discuss this because I think this is what I face in everyday routine, and struggling through this, and every time knowing that I need to step up is what is my realization is for the realizations program. And every day understanding that yes, I have some um, um, problems in my devotion service, but there is a hope. That hope is the realization. And if my faith was strong, I would naturally give greater importance to devotional service. But uh, sometimes or most of the time, every day, I feel that I lack in many of the aspects. Um, in one of the programs, Amish Prabhuji said, very beautiful example he gave, that Mother Ganges is flowing. But the question is, and he said this to devotional service. He said this in regards to bhakti, that Mother Ganges is flowing, but the question is, are we actually taking the opportunity to dip ourselves in Mother Ganges, or we just walking along the banks and passing by? In the same way, the mercy of Krishna consciousness is flowing, but the entire point, am I actually taking that opportunity of dipping myself, or am I actually passing by? So I'm still thinking about it, and I'm trying to understand myself. And today in Minash Prabhuji's class, we were discussing about honesty, and he said that honesty is important not for others but for our own self. How honest we are with ourselves. So it is. But it is, as it is said, that Krishna consciousness is an adventure. Last week we discussed it. I don't know where it will take me. The process eventually will result into what. But what I know is my honest effort every day. So this is what um, I will keep on doing, because this is what is in my hand. Rest I don't know. So this is what I was thinking since last week. And despite of all weakness and distraction and lack of qualification, I know this opportunity has been given to me. and and despite of all the topsy turvy ways, I need to walk, because walking itself is important. So um, my realization is that I value this opportunity. I value this uh, platform that has been given to me, and make the best use of the bad bargain. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me the opportunity to share my realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Mother. As you said, that this is not a realization, it's a confession, which is good. It is very nice. Not many people can do so. So can I ask you one question? So what keeps you going? What keeps you
keeps
coming
me
to the program? Coming to the program again and again every week.
what keeps me going is that I have seen a lot of change in myself. I've experienced a lot of change in my family. I have experienced a lot of change in the philosophy uh, that I had previously, and even in my personality, even in my approach of thinking. There were a lot of changes, and I could actually feel the mercy of my mentors, the mercy of Guru Maharaj, and that keeps me going.
Okay. Okay. All the best. Thank you very much.
Prabhuji, can I add one more point, if it's okay?
Yeah, please. It's your time.
Uh, as you asked me this question, Prabhuji, I was also thinking that what keeps me going, because there are a lot of things um, that I'm not doing correct, and the question actually arises then why I still be a part of it. Um, but I think apart from what I said, um, I've seen a lot of changes in my lifestyle. I've seen a lot of changes in the way I was living before and now. Even the sense of clarity, and even the way I used to look at the world, and now I'm trying to look at the world is very different. I think this kind of realization, this purpose that has come to my life is profound, and it wasn't there before. The realization that um um, the temporariness of the material world, I could at least see it, that I could not able to see previously. Now at least I'm able to understand, okay, everything is temporary. At least I'm able to know this because of this knowledge. If this would not have been given to me, then I would have been the same, always flowing with the flow. So this keeps me going, Prabhuji.
So good. Very nice. So thank you for explaining a bit more. So now, if you have changed, or if you are changing, which keeps you going, but your surrounding may not have changed, you know. So you may be fighting against the surroundings. Could be your friends, could be whoever it is, you know. So is the change in you that important to you that you may change surroundings according to your needs? Or the surrounding would say, okay, now you've changed, fine, we accept you. But if they do not, it could be a crisis there. And I guess everybody faces this crisis. You're not the only one. But still, you think you've come to that point already, you've crossed that point to say this is my path, or you're still at the crossroad because Ma Ganga is flowing, you know. And are we wanting to go in or on the side? Have you crossed that path or is yet to be crossed?
Honestly, Prabhuji, I think that sometimes I have crossed the path and sometimes I'm not. So I'm probably in the crossroad only. Because I sometimes, um, as I said in my realization, that I know what needs to be done, but due to my conditioning, I get into the different side of the road, the different side of the fence.
Yeah. My background was similar with the condition. But my intensity was so heavy that I destroyed everything and I moved away. I said, that's it. Goodbye and good luck. So there is one definition. I've said this definition in our programs too. The definition is this, that what is a reasonable person and who is an unreasonable person? How do you define a reasonable person and how do you define an unreasonable person? It's an interesting question, isn't it? So how do you define a reasonable person as a reasonable person? We have discussed in the past, so if you remember, those of you who are with me will remember this discussion, but still, there's a definition for this. And how do you define an unreasonable person? We say, no, you're a very unreasonable person. So how do you define what does it make a person unreasonable? And what does it make somebody reasonable? And what is good? Being reasonable is good or being unreasonable is good? Yeah, anyone remembers? Just raise your hand. This discussion from the past. Anyone remembers? No. Okay. Oh, that's good then. No, we discussed a few times, but that's fine. Anyone? Always an exam, right? With me, it's always an exam. With me, always an adventure. Something new comes about. Something out of the blue, something comes about. I said, I've never thought about this. Now to start thinking about this. But it's not boring, is it? You don't feel like, oh my God, it's a mountain to be climbed. Yes, but I love it because you should learn something different. I never thought about this. That's called adventure. That's called realization. So how do you define? Ask Google. Ask your master, your guru, Google master. Gemini will answer your question now. Or ChatGPT is your guru now, whoever it is, your guru. Or a cloud, your guru. We change it all the time. Even myself, I change few gurus. Yeah. Or Soros. I don't know. He can make you a song, so Soros. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Um, I do not recall this exact discussion about unreasonable and reasonable uh, people, but I've had this discussion similar to this plenty of times with my friends and family, and I feel that generally people think that a reasonable person is anybody who agrees to go to do things your way. That they think that is a reasonable person, and anybody who's unreasonable is somebody who's not willing to do things your way, which I don't think is completely right.
No, that's true. That's true. But it may be relevant to one person if there are only two people, and if one person says do this, you say no, I'm going to do that. So according to the eyes of this person, one person, the number two is unreasonable. But what about in a group setting? How do you define this definition?
There's a very clever definition though. Yes, please. Yes, please, please. Yes, Prabhuji, ChatGPT says a reasonable person is someone who thinks calmly, uses common sense, considers facts, and behaves fairly instead of reacting only through anger, fear, or emotion. And it also gives some example like if two people disagree, a reasonable person listens to both sides, checks what actually happened, and then makes a fair decision.
You would expect this from ChatGPT. Because ChatGPT or any other, even Cloud to that extent, they would want to please you, not want to displease you. I've had Cloud situation, they say, no, it's not, doesn't work, it doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work, it doesn't exist. And I proved it. So here it is, who work like this. So Claude came back and said, oh, well, good on you for persisting so much on me. You're right. Claude said that to me. You're right. This is how it is. Now that you're giving me these parameters, I work like this. That's what then, you know. So AI is not that clever. AI is stupid. Don't think AI is clever. It's subservient to human beings. So find out somebody else. That's good. Who's the reason? Do you think this is a good, reasonable? This is a good answer? A reasonable person? What does everybody think? Is it a good? What do you think? Is a good answer? A reasonable person? Is it defining reasonableness or is it defining rationalness? Listening to both sides of the story, being compassionate to all of them, and then decide what is right. So is it reasonable or is it rational? What do you think? Is it a good question? Raise your hand. You think it's a good question? Raise your hands, please. Yes, it's an adventure. Would you like to come with one of an adventure with me on this? Yeah. All right. Let's see now. Who is a reasonable person? What is a reasonable person? What is an unreasonable person? You want to think about it for the week, and then we come back with an answer, or you want an answer now, and then we okay, fine, but we won't have a debate or anything like this. But if there is some kind of discussion, then somebody will say this, and then I'll have a right to say, well, this is also right, and that is also right. So now which one is right? So we'll have some more nice, first class, vegetarian sabji, we can make nice with some tadka there and some sweet and some sour and some, not sweet, I don't have sweet, so not salt also, salt free, but masala, I'll put all this nice and then taste it, and then we'll have a nice debate and nice, all those things. What do you want to do? Your choice. Discuss now or we'll have next week? What do you think, Shuchi Mataji? Shuchi Mataji, it is through you. Do you think it's a good point? Is it a good question? Being reasonable and unreasonable? You said being reasonable and unreasonable.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So being at the cusp of what it is, you want to remain in the cusp, that's fine. I've seen devotees in the cusp through so many years. Even now, I met somebody just the other day. Cusp all the time. They know how I want to do this. Help me. They don't do it. Okay. Just before we go, so we do it next week. Just tell everybody, raise your hands if you want to do it next week, or want to do it this week. Raise your hands next week, next week, next week. Okay, all right. We'll have a next week thing. And just one question before we go on this? What others have to say on realization? Can you give one example of an unreasonable person? Well, if you don't know what is unreasonable, how are you going to define a person define? But it's still, my dog is an unreasonable dog. It doesn't listen to me. Oh, right, that's right. My son, my brother, my daughter, my wife, my son, my husband, my brother, my sister, my dad. Yeah. Any unreasonable person's definition? Person, name? Or I've confused you so much. Yes, somebody should speak now.
Vishnu Prabhuji, Prabhuji, there's a word that
Yes.
is like divana. We don't know what he is doing for us. He may be unreasonable. So we call it divana. We don't know.
Divana. Divana is a mad person, though. Divana is madman. Unreasonable. I'm Divana. I'm mad. Absolutely mad. Who asks this kind of questions? How does it relate to Krishna consciousness? how does this help our bhakti to define what is reasonable and unreasonable? Yeah. We just got very strong connection. We started from question only, no, with Suchi Mata. Okay. I think leave it at that. I think I've fried you guys too much. You can have a nice lunch, and I'm very hungry. I got fast of yesterday. Right. Now, anyone else wants to say anything? Share realizations before we conclude? I'll wait for some time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just wanted to quickly share one thing regarding what you spoke before about living with the family. And I'm like 26 years old, and so there are very few of my peers who are still living with their parents. I'm one of the very, very few people who are still living with their parents, and they always this discussion always comes up that because they always feel that living with the parents is somehow suffocating their freedom or whatever, and it becomes a very active discussion with them. But then when we compare everything else, it's still like it. I was just thinking about the same point because I've had this discussion so many times with my friends that it makes even right now it makes so much more sense to live with your parents because uh even financially, emotionally, in all possible ways, because living with your parents actually it protects you from doing so many unnecessary other things which you would have otherwise done maybe thoughtlessly. And especially in the case of like in today's age, uh, it still creates like a atmosphere of culture within the house. Or I compare it with all of my friends who are living on their own. It's first of all, it's so much headache and so much everybody recognizing this increasingly. I feel within my age group that it's so much better to live with the parents. I was just resonating with what you had said, that it might actually become a reality at some point where people would acknowledge this as the better way of life. So I just wanted to say that for you. Thank you, Krishna.
Okay, I told you, we're always one step ahead. It's called forecasting. And it is because of Bhagavatam. And Guru Maharaj's way in studying Srila Prabhupada's messages is Srila Gurudev's credit. Srila Prabhupada's credit, Srila Gurudev's credit for understanding, and how Maharaj taught us this. And these instructions have become like live personalities blessing me all the time. And I'm trying my desperate self to somehow or other convey those live personalities to all of you. So that's how all of you and all of us can experience the mercy of Guru Maharaj, in presence of Guru Maharaj. Yeah, very good. Very good. Even after marriage, it will happen. Once that happens, then my prediction is correct. Before marriage is roaming around like loafers is another thing. See, I'm not saying they're loafers. I'm just, why do you want not to be on the parent shelter, man? You can't understand this. Because you want to do something which they may not like. Sure, right, there we go, there we go. See, black and white. Life is not shades of gray, but shades of gray also. But once you admit it is shades of gray, then you know that it's shades of gray, right? Right. Okay, great stuff.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, when you asked this question, reasonable and unreasonable. So I was just thinking ki unreasonable. I mean, if I'm unreasonable for one person, but then like who decides I am reasonable and who decides I am unreasonable? Like it is so person specific that I may be reasonable for one person and I may not be reasonable for other person, because being reasonable and unreasonable is so perspective dependent. So how can we like define being reasonable?
This thinking, I'm sorry if I use this word, I'm not want to patronize this conversation or say by using this word. Is this what you're saying is more like a woke definition, woke objection. Who decides this? Everybody decides this. There's a definition for reasonable, unreasonable, which encompasses everybody. But the woke guys wants to people who want to define a particular way. Now we all are independent. We all have got the rights. Then all of you should go back to Godhead. Yeah, we will go back to Godhead. Absolutely right. Everybody can go back to Godhead, but still to follow someone, something. Yeah, that's the difficulty. But reasonable and unreasonable, the definition by itself can define very clearly. That's why ChatGPT did not say yes, did not say no. It stood in between and give a completely different definition. Instead of being reasonable, they give a definition of rational. Who's a rational? How to take a rational decision? That's not what we ask. We ask what is who's a reasonable person and who's an unreasonable person, and which one is better. Don't take it wrong. I was not meaning to hurt your feelings. I'm saying you are woke. I'm not saying that. I don't even define woke properly. So I just use the word just like that because I like to speak big words, latest words. So don't get me wrong. I don't even know. How do you spell it? WOKE? Woke is how it is. I woke up in the morning is woke. Yeah, that's what. I don't even know the spelling. So I woke up in the morning or I'm not waking up. No, I woke up at night or whatever it is. That's woke. That's how it is. That's why I do not see if a person I would not discuss this in open forum because there can be all kind of people there. You discuss this with a group of people who follow you and give them the freedom to think and put yourself on the test of theirs, but they would decide to say this is actually correct what you're saying. So this is one important thing. How many of you noticed that I've always asked this kind of adventurous, twisted questions? Always. My questions are never straight questions, correct? Raise your hands if you're right. Okay. Now, at every point in time, I give an answer which is acceptable by you. When you say, yes, that's right. I did not say, this is it. Take it or leave it. Have I said that before, any one of you? I've always said, what do you think? And you said, that's right. Makes sense. So what I'm trying to say, is this correct? But raise your hands. It's not correct. So I don't want to force upon things on me. So all the points, all the answers are universally accepted answers that we have. So it's not person specific. So if somebody asks me in a big forum who I do not know, Mr. You stand up and answer, I say, I don't know, sorry. They may say, you are dumb. I say, absolutely, I'm dumb. Thank you very much. Because that certificate given by this person is not going to help me to go back to Godhead. Yeah. But within my forum, when people judge me, because I've trained you in a particular way, and you got all the right to say, no, Prabhuji, I don't think it is correct. Yeah, of course. And I work my heart out to explain to you. If not, you are right. Move it on. Problem. Right? So there is a definition, Mother, Suchi Mata, which is acceptable universally. It will come. But it would require lateral thinking. You know what is the meaning of lateral thinking? We use the word lateral. Are you a lateral thinker? Yes, I'm a lateral thinker. Even in your management, they'll say, be a lateral thinker. Yeah. So what is lateral thinking? How many of you have heard the word lateral thinking? Please raise your hands. Ah, very good. So just answer the question, what is lateral thinking? Don't tell me how to take another class for lateral thinking. It's a definition of reasonable. I'm a tutor of what I'm going to charge you for this, man. It costs money. You become all this, you pay thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees to education institution, get your degrees and don't know these basics. I teach you these basics and you do it for free. At the most, your lip service say, thank you very much for engaging us in training at Prabhuji Hare Krishna newspaper. What is the meaning of it? Put some money. Mahasi Goswami Maharaj says, Ambrish, all these people will come, that's all right, but let them put some money. Then you can see the seriousness of it. But now you don't even know lateral thinking. God, ask ChatGPT, what does it say lateral thinking? See what they bring out, lateral thinking. Shushti Madhari, see, check ChatGPT. Check with ChatGPT. Or whoever, Cloud or whatever it is, or Gemini, or Soros, or my AI. I'm also creating an AI. So my intelligence is one thing, and I got another artificial intelligence, another brain somewhere else. Oh God. What is the meaning
Guruji,
of lateral thinking?
lateral
Yes.
thinking means lateral thinking means uh, it is not a step by step. It's unconventional thinking.
Okay. Unconventional thinking. Okay. Who thinks this is the correct definition? Unconventional thinking is lateral thinking, or is it called unconventional thinking? Means what everybody thinks in a particular way is one kind of thinking, and a person thinks differently is called lateral thinking. Correct? This is what the definition of ChatGPT is. Okay, all right. Is this a good definition, correct definition? What do you guys think? Raise your hands if you say yes, I think it is correct. That lateral thinking means this. One who thinks differently from everybody else. Then why didn't you ask this question to your bosses, to your management teachers, or whatever it is, man? You wrote examination lateral thinking definition is this. Why are you not raising the question? Raise the points. I think it is right. I believe it is a correct definition. You guys don't believe? Let's have a debate. Are lateral thinking meaning this? You said the point that Ma Ganga water is flowing, and I'm not going into the Ma Ganga. When I'm going to Ma Ganga, meaning I'm accepting and going to Ma Ganga, but I'm walking parallel to Ma Ganga. It's for lateral walking, lateral thinking. I'm not going there also. I'm not accepting what it is. I'm not accepting what is there. I'm walking parallel to it on my own. That's called lateral thinking. Which would mean what? Meaning this that the whole world is going this way to dip in the Maganga, but I'm walking not in dipping Maganga, I'm walking this way. So different thinking, you call it different thinking? You may call it different thinking. But it is much more than that. Lateral thinking means I'm walking laterally. I know what is going in the water also, Maganga. I know the advantage of going to the Maganga, but I'm doing this way to see where it leads me. And I'm doing with a conviction, not because I'm lost. Okay? Free of charge. I don't know what it made sense to you or not, but nobody will believe me. But if you think like this, it's a point to think. Okay? Right. So quickly, before anything else, anybody else wants to say anything? Is it okay, Srishti Mataji? You got the answer? You're saying something? Discussion is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anybody else? Yeah.
I was
Yes.
thinking how it is related to reasonable, unreasonable.
Yes, very much related. It is very much related. That's why I spend the time. No? You'll come. So you guys must think about it. Ask your parents also what is the meaning of reasonable and unreasonable person. Let them also think that what you guys discussed, man. This is what we discussed in the beginners program.
No, Prabhuji, I was thinking, am I an unreasonable person?
How to first define unreasonable person? You define unreasonable person and define reasonable person. You couldn't define it. So think about it. Don't become so laudal, great, I'm a reasonable person, I'm great, somebody. Don't start to fly. Think about it. You don't even know the definition, so you can't say I'm this or I'm that. I raise the point. What is reasonable, what is unreasonable? Okay? Great stuff. Anybody else wants to say anything? Or share realization? If I miss anybody there, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother.
Prabhuji, while writing realization, I came across some of the points in the previous lectures, and it was written and it was mentioned by you many a times that
About what?
about enthusiasm,
Yes.
enthusiasm in devotional service.
Yes.
And there was another point that when we do devotional service, we become more tolerant and more patient. That was another point. So sometimes it happens that we realize that enthusiasm, uh, we become more, we just go with the, that was my question in intermediate class as well, that it is like we start doing as an habit, or we start doing like, is it because of our own enthusiasm we are doing the devotional service, or is it because of the uh, because we become more patient at some point, and then there is no enthusiasm left or something. I was missing, like it becomes an habit, so there won't be any enthusiasm. So how an enthusiasm is very important in devotional service? Is it because of the at the beginning when enthusiasm is required, or at every stage enthusiasm is required?
What do you think?
Bauji, I do feel that enthusiasm is required at every single point to do anything. If we are enthusiastic, we feel that, but it is because of we want to know, because in the last lecture when you mentioned about adventure, that when we are adventurous we are more
Oh, no, that is not. See, this is my point of view of adventure. I
yes,
believe Krishna consciousness. Now, for you may not believe it to be so. You understand what I'm trying to say? All answers were correct. I just told you my answer. This is what I feel Krishna consciousness to me is adventure. You know? Please, I wanted to make it clear.
yes.
That's not a definition of Krishna consciousness. No, 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 no. That's for me. For you, somebody said for me it is happiness and all those things. That's fine. Okay, yeah, please continue.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was thinking about that. Enthusiasm plays a very important role in devotional service, but how it, as soon as we try to progress, we become like the enthusiasm, is it required at the only first point? Because when we started we were enthusiastic, we started learning the things because we don't know the things, and we try to find out the answer at every single point. We are trying to find the answer, but is it because of our enthusiasm, or is it about the curiosity to learn the things?
So you are asking me that, what are you asking me? If you are asking questions for answers, Is it because of enthusiasm or is it because of curiosity? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes, Prabhuji. Is it like enthusiasm plays a very important role in devotional service? Because as soon as we
You yourself said yes. You yourself said yes. Why
yeah,
asking me?
yes, Prabhuji, but sometimes it happens that we try to in the beginning when we try to do the uh, programs, or every time we were enthusiastic, but now it feels like we have to do it. It is not because of the enthusiasm, uh, or is it because of we want to do it from our end? We want to do it. Previously it was very much enthusiastic, we want to do this, that, everything, but now I feel that I want to do it because I really feel good after doing it. And it is because I know it is very, it's for me, like yeah, I'm not able to elaborate more on the question, but yes, this is enthusiasm. I was thinking about this point while writing my realization.
So, Mother, Krishna consciousness is a very personal experience. I've always said that to you guys. Prabhupada said this, right? So, if according to you, enthusiasm is needed at every stage, there is needed at every stage. Why do you worry about somebody else? He may think, no, I believe in the enthusiasm is needed only in the first stage. Oh, good for you. Why do you want somebody else to authorize what you're doing? Ultimately, you're doing devotional service, right? And if you are enthusiastic in devotional service, is something wrong? What do you think?
Mm. But I
Then
feel
why
that
wrong? Yes, yes, please. But
sometimes it feels like it has become a ritual, that every time we do get up early in the morning and do the Mangla Aarti, at that time there is no enthusiasm, I feel, by myself. It has become an habit now. Or doing a program at every Ram Navami, Shri Ram Navami, or any festival, that has become a habit for us. That for me at least, that every time we have to do it. But there is no I feel so like, is it because of enthusiastically I'm doing it, or is it because of my habit I'm doing it? Because it has become every time getting up early in the morning, chanting my
I'm
Ram.
not Paramatma sitting in the heart. Krishna is Paramatma. Ask Krishna. How do I know? The question is, you want to do it or not? If something has become a habit, so is it good or bad? No, I do not know. I'm asking you.
Yes, it's good, Praj.
Then what is the purpose of the question?
My purpose is, am I lagging because of these, because there is no enthusiasm? That was
So you
my,
don't have enthusiasm.
I feel that I don't have enthusiasm like the way when I started. I'm doing it every day. But is it because that I'm very much, uh, I'm not able to explain, Prabhuji, but I think I should first realize myself and ask the question.
Yes, be very clear about what you want to ask.
Yes.
I have a habit. I have a very, very personal habit. I define every problem, small and big problem. I define it in simple words. And that has helped me a lot. It's a big life coach lesson, I'm telling you. Free. So if you define your problem in simple words, if you're not able to define your problem in simple words, that means it's not very clear in your brain. But if I were to define in simple words, one sentence, few words, then you have mastered the problem. This is very simple. It's a life coach lesson. I'm telling you, life will change by following this. Yeah. Simple. By the way, enthusiasm is needed at every stage. Okay? But define it very clearly. What your questions are. Okay. Anyone else want to say any realizations before we conclude? Okay, Hare Krishna. So we conclude today's discussion. Next week, then we are going to have a discussion on what are we going to discussion on? You guys want to think about something. What are you going to think about?
What is the difference between a reasonable and unreasonable person?
Yeah, who's a reasonable person and who's an unreasonable person? Ask your family, friends, uncle, auntie, father, mother, dog, cat, you know, a mosquito if you have friends, a mosquito flying in your office, in your bee, honeybee, flowers, plants. Ask plants. Plants will respond to you. You think I'm joking? Just speak to the plant. How are you, plant? Very well. Talk to it before you feed. They'll be very happy to talk to you. Hey, Subhadra Mother, you can talk to plants. You know about this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, I've heard about talking to plants makes them grow a bit faster because
Oh,
you're like giving them like carbon dioxide and they take it in and then they give out
yeah,
oxygen
very good, very
and
good.
grow faster.
Yeah. So what do you talk to them? I talk to them. I sing with them. I sing to them. When I do my planting, I put my phone here and then I'm chanting or I'm singing nicely and dancing and serving. But still they don't grow. But I tried my best. I'll sing a bit better then, but whatever. But good, you know about this? What did it? Where did you know? Where did it teach you?
I think I might have read about it at school a few years ago. But
You are in school only for a few years. You're not going to school for thousands of years. So when did you learn in few years? When you started your school, they taught you about in the kindergarten.
No, Prabhuji, I read about it in year 4.
Oh, I was going to take credit for this. No, you heard from me. I would have said. I'll have to take credit for everything. I'm a very materially attached person. Yeah, well done. Well done. Anyway, start singing to the plants. You have plants at home?
We're growing flowers and some trees in our backyard. So
Yeah,
I'll
whatever.
start talking
Just
to them.
yeah. If you have a big tree in a yard, big tree, hug a tree. When you're angry, when you're happy, just hug a tree. You'll be surprised. They're alive. Yeah, spend some time. Chant Hare Krishna. Take the shade of the tree. Lean on the tree. Tree will feel good. You'll feel good. Make friends. They can't talk back, but they're living beings.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, very good. Even trees, plants, shrubs, any living being. We're Krishna conscious people. We're not mad people like no, sorry, but we are not. But we are very conscious people. Okay, whose turn is it to sing? Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. Is it your turn?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's my turn, Prabhuji.
Very good, very good. So you sing nicely, and we'll chant, and with nice actions, we'll follow you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we are not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best choose your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
And your whole life
When your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
But if your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
If your character dies,
the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
Only saintly behavior
humanity thrive.
lets humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna.
We must always remember Krishna
Never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
How are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to walk so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to walk so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
So listen very closely
And make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy,
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you'll win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we are given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
When our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question
And find this
greatest
greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna.
Krishna remembers you.
If Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah.
Jai Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Krishna Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastava Bhutale Shrimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastava Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurmani Prasayana Devishesh Sundari Prasad Destarine. Hare Krishna. Jai. So Krishna willing, next week, so we'll keep how many? 1 hour, 2 hours for this? So we'll ask everybody to define, and then it may be something interesting. Unless it can be solved just like that, you know. If the answer is correct, you guys can give good definition, it's solved. Otherwise, somebody will say this, somebody will say that, and then I'll put some twists. I'll make you guys fight. So there'll be debate on this. So we'll 2 hours? I mean 2 hours? We'll keep 2 hours for this. Simple thing. Yeah. All right. So there'll be 5 to 7 New Zealand time. There'll be 10:30 to 12:30 in India. Okay. Great stuff. So Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram.
Thank
Hare
you.
Ram.
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.